show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's a movement, got you moving, keep it moving. Black talk, real talk like yeah, my name is Truth, from what you wanna hear. And God got my back, let's make it crystal clear. I'm screaming black power, I ain't never scared. A queen who does the most is host. So it's a movement, got you moving, keep it moving. Black talk, real talk like wow. It's a movement, got you moving, keep it moving. Black talk, real talk like wow.
Hey everybody, welcome to Black Talk the Movement.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up?
Oh, let me turn on. I'm still playing the music. I love it.
Y'all have a little Juga going on. I was with that.
I know. I love that bass. I love that bass.
I love Juga going on.
I got more for you too. Hey. All right, y'all. Today we got Will K on this show tonight. And of course, Angela's, the ride or die Black Talk the Movement, the one that sticks it through. My ninja.
There you go. Literally.
All right, so Angela, just let everybody know who Will K is and let's get it popping.
Okay. I definitely want to get a special shout out to my brother from another mother. A lot of people don't know this is a cousin. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't have no recollection, but I was blessed enough to get to know this brother. He is the first cousin of mine. I met him years ago at a fellow church of mine, but I'm gonna say his church, because I came as a guest. I seen his young brother is very talented, singer, actor, entrepreneur, self-made businessman of his own right, a survivor. So that even made me more proud because we blood related. Every time I hear him, I see him, I like, yeah, we got to be related because it just keep jiggling. Mr. Will K, he has his own brand with TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. If I'm skipping something, he will definitely correct me because that's how his attitude is. At the Will K Show, you can look him up, you can Google him. He's searchable everywhere. So, Mr. Will K, tell us about yourself.
I like that introduction. You do
There
so
you go.
well,
There you go. Anytime.
I almost felt like the guest pastor or something just then. I feel like I should just stand up or something. Definitely, man. My name is Will K. As he mentioned, pretty much I'm a self-made, just straight up countryman out of a small town called Blakely, Georgia. Pretty much born and raised there, but then realized small towns was just not for me. I've always been that misunderstood, rebellious one. When they say everybody's supposed to go left, I always go right. That's just me. So I'm just all around, just explore. I love to travel, love to see what's out there, love to just get into new things, go places I've never been before. Some days, like I'm just sitting here now. If I wake up tomorrow morning and say, let me go drive up to New York City, I'm going to hop in the car and I'm going to go. Just to go see. No plan. Might even move there once I get there.
I think you'll love it. You got any ideas of what part of New York, or you just New York?
I'm talking. I don't think I want to go to New York. LA was enough for me as far as big city goes. I went all up and down California coast. Pretty much went to San Francisco, Sacramento, and I think as far as big cities goes, LA and those cities was enough. I don't think I want to be around that many people because I almost choked a couple of them when I was over there in LA. So I definitely don't want to do New York.
Okay, I definitely got that one. All right, now, like I spoke earlier, usually we have some topics that we kind of discuss, but I figure we'll have a little fun with this one, and we can go you, me, Tiff, doesn't matter who go first. But the first question I got to ask, because relationship is on everybody's mind, but we always talk about the end of relationships. We never talk about the beginning. So my question is to y'all guys, what was your worst first date experience? If y'all have a story on that.
The guest can go first with that one.
He already drinking. He's like, nah.
Y'all ain't got no hospitality.
Yeah, let me reach for my glass. Look.
Worst first date experience.
Yeah.
You know, as you mentioned earlier, as millennials, we don't really go on dates no more.
Okay.
Nowadays we like, I like you, you like me. Yeah, I text you, you text me. Pull up. That's just how it goes now. But worst first date experience for me. I don't even think I really had no really bad first date because, you know, coming from the South, you know, I always try to imitate what I see on TV. So it's always like, hey, let's go grab a dinner and a movie and stuff like that. It wasn't until getting to the dinner when you realize that we ain't really got nothing in common. So we just kind of sitting here over this high price ass food. But, you know, I ain't really ever had a this horrible first date experience.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too, but it seemed like on my end, and I guess Tiff can correct me wrong, I mostly be hearing women have like these crazy first date story. I had one chick, she used to tell me that she went out with a guy that just supposed to just be a casual meet, but before that they was texting and talking for like 3 months. She gave him a chance and he automatically assumed and thought and knew that they was in a relationship, and then assumed and thought and knew that he was going to go to her house and do a little creep, and she had to put him down to his place. So I don't know. That's the worstest I ever heard. But me personally, I say the worstest I ever had is just being stood up. Been stood up.
Oh,
that's I ain't gonna lie. That hurt my ego. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie.
They ain't show up.
Nah, they ain't show up. We'll talk and text for a minute, and I'll get that dry. Okay, I'll talk to you later. I'm busy. See you sometime soon. So that's how much I get.
You probably don't talk too much. That's what happened now.
That's probably what it was. We had a great conversation.
You gotta wait till you get to the dinner table. See, you might be having intellectual conversations in text messages. You gotta wait till you get to the dinner table before you start having no type of conversation. Because I get to reading this stuff, I'm like, oh, they crazy.
I think I wore them out. That's pretty much what it was. Tiff, you got a few in your arsenal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about the date that was supposed to happen back in the day. You know how we used to use the chat line, so you really didn't see the person you was talking to. Y'all just happened to connect. Remember the chat line on the phone?
Oh, that's old. That's
the house phones.
Wow.
But I caught tail end of that. I remember the chat line.
Right. So it was a guy. I was supposed to meet him. So I'm like, yo, I'm scared to go meet this guy. Right. He was in Jersey City. So I had my brother take me. I ain't have a car. Obviously, the guy didn't have a car either. And we drove to Jersey City, and my brother kind of knows the area. So, and mind you, I never seen a guy. So my brother drives up around and he said, Tiff, right? He's like, what's the address again? I'm like, well, this is the address right here. We supposed to meet him at. So my brother goes, well, Tiff, you got me in the blood area with a red car, right? So I'm like, he looking at me like, you crazy for that. So I'm like, well, you know, it ain't, no. Let me just see this guy so we can go out, eat, whatever, da. So the guy came out the house because he had to come out the house because at that time we didn't have really cell phones. I don't think I had a cell phone. I ain't had one. I guess I didn't. But he came out the address and stuff. And my brother was like, that's him. And I'm like, yeah, that's him. He was not attractive at all. At all. He was not my type of stilo. So my brother said, so what you want me to do? I said, pull off. So I just took off and left. Another date I went on, that wasn't even a date. That was just seeing a guy for the first time and just was turned off from the rip because he was not cute. But this date was, I went to a guy with a restaurant. He took me to a nice restaurant. He spent some change. He bought those, what do you call that seafood for supposed to help with your sex drive? Was it oysters? Oysters, right?
That's
so he bought it. He bought a plate of oysters, right? But I remember hearing that back in the day, like, you know. So he's eating them, and he reminded me of the guy from White Chicks when he was and looking at me and stuff like, I'm gonna get that tonight, like, and I'm just sitting there looking at him like that. But that was the only thing I could say any dates I've been on. He didn't get none that night, but anyway, that's about it, basically, on the dates.
I think we don't go on dates no more.
Yeah,
I mean, we go hang out, we go chill. Like
we either
the bar.
We pull up. We pull up now, like pull up. Now, I have had, if we want to talk about from that aspect, I have had a couple people pull up and I'll open the door. Because like you say on their chat line, You know, get there. Yeah, I'm finna pull up, get up to the door. I look on the camera. Oh, you got the wrong address. No, don't nobody named Will stay here.
I got it. I'm not. See, I'm a little bit too nice. So I got one. We met up on. If anybody heard of POF, so POF is still out there. Years ago, when I first left from Jersey, came to the South. My homeboy was like, "Yo, check this POF out." It took me like back then. It was like 40 something minutes just to apply, put your name, profile, all that good stuff. Did that. Met this one chick. She was in Dothan. Now her picture doesn't look nothing as similar. It's like a before and after. She was thick and man. She was thick like Italian, like little Betty Boop type frame. So I was like, okay, this could work. You know, she kind of got that northern feel, looked like a little Italianish type going on. Okay, great. We meet up. Date's going great. We meet up later that night. Get to her place around 10, 11 o'clock. Now, for most people, booty call still works in that level. If you come to somebody's house 10 o'clock, guys will expect something. And not water, no nothing. It's after 10 o'clock. That's what This is me. This is my thinking. This is my thinking. So I'm thinking you invited me now. We had a whole lunch. We had a whole mid-conversation. If you invite me back to your place after 10, I'm not going to assume it, but I'm thinking it. I'm expecting that's maybe where it go. So I get there. Her mom comes out the shower, sits right there on my right, has like this skinny little towel on, and just sitting there the whole time. No bra, no pants. Her mom comes in, sitting on the right side of the couch, naked with just a towel on, barely holding it together. And I'm uncomfortable. So I'm sitting there scooched up, just waiting. She sits there for hours. What the girl do that invited me over now, expect me over, she goes and cleans and wash up dishes and do all this stuff. And finally, like around 12 o'clock, sit next to me. We don't do anything. Nothing. So at that point, I'm like, okay, now it's 12 o'clock. I got to go. And that was my night.
They ain't want a threesome?
See, you were too saved, like, because you it wasn't them, it was you. If you coming out here with towel on at 12 o'clock at night,
the mom came in there with you was scared. My mindset was on the mom, not the daughter. Maybe that's what she was doing. Maybe that's what she leaves. I don't know. But
mom wanted to eat you up.
It seemed like it. She was just there, just waiting.
Let me get me some.
I was like, heck no.
You missed that opportunity. That was an opportunity of a lifetime, and you don't miss.
That could have been.
You know, down in the South, you know they don't be moving like that. You just missed the whole opportunity.
Oh, Justin said, yo, you coming through or let me come through at the mouse? I'm smashing.
Exactly.
Justin.
Not the moms though. The moms.
They ain't wholesome these days. See, that's why we don't go. That's why don't nobody go on dates.
Exactly. It's either Facebook, some media site, or
that's what it is now. Like I don't even know how to approach nobody in public because social media and everything I'm pretty much took over. You know how you see the movies back in the days, people sitting up at the bar and somebody walk up to them. Exactly. That ain't never happened to me, but one time when I was in the park. And other than that really don't happen. Like people don't do it anymore. And it's kind of funny too, because like me on my end, it makes us very uncomfortable to try to approach somebody. It's like, how we're gonna do it, when we're gonna do it with an opportunity. And then like True said, we had a last segment where it's like either the vibe wrong or most people I see on Facebook, but most of the women, oh, he came and spoke to me when I'm pumping gas. Oh, he came and spoke to me when I'm at the park. Oh, he came and spoke to me as at Walmart. Okay, when we supposed to say hi to you? We just saying hi. Now, if you get the assholes, you get the assholes. But if you get it's a little different. You know, you see somebody out in public, hop on the app.
You gotta send a Facebook friend request first.
All the apps and refresh.
Hey, you gotta get that face recognition as you running by. I got her.
Let me refresh real quick. Let me hope they pull up.
You gotta send that Facebook friend request first.
Yeah, I guess that's
then
how it
you go along.
After you see the Facebook friend request, then you gotta go through and like all the pictures and statuses.
Pictures and stuff, figure it out and all that extra stuff. But in our time, see, we 80s babies, to tell our ages, but we grew up on sitting outside on the porches and sneaking around, going your first kiss, go meet your boyfriend, sneaking out the house.
Notes. Yeah, remember the love notes you used to fold and put together and be like, hey, do you like me? Circle yes, no, maybe, stuff like that.
I mean, we did that too, but it wore out very quickly.
Yeah. I agree.
Truth. In that situation, they laid it out for Angelus. He was just dumb to the fact.
He came from Jersey, came down. He's like, we don't live like that. They set you up. Let me go to anybody's house and they got a towel on. I'm assuming I'm supposed to put a towel on too.
All right, Angelus, what's the next topic, baby?
Not pretty much. I want to dive in a little deeper with our homeboy Will, the Will K show. Pretty much just want to talk about well, what drove you to that, bro, with the whole thing of just we'll trickle it down a little bit because we already know where you're at now, but we want to go from where it started from, where it began, and where you're at now. So let the audience know, like, the show, everything. Like, how did success start for you? Like, what's your plans for the future?
So the Will K show is actually very new. Like, it's not even I say 4 months old right now. Pretty much I always have a thing for making people laugh. That's what I enjoy do. I don't have to get paid for it. I don't have to do nothing. I just always enjoy making people feel good, making people laugh. We sit here and talking. When people come to me and say they down and out, they feeling bad, I always want to make them laugh. So with that, people will automatically put you in certain places where they want you to be on their time. People say, oh, you need to do comedy. People would tell me, oh, you need to be a singer. They already tell me you should go do this. But I have to have the passion. I have to have the drive, and I actually have to want it. Because if I don't want it, what Will K don't want to do is just not going to happen. And that's for anybody. What I don't want to do, what you don't want to do is just not going to happen, no matter how much people speaking it to you. So with the Will K show, first of all, I named it the Will K show because of the variety of talents that I can do. Not only do I sing, I also write, I also jokes, I do comedy, I do a little everything. I can run your business for you and make you laugh while I'm doing that. So I'm just like, I want to be like, I'm just gonna come up with this idea. Like, I'm gonna do the Will K show. But the thing about it is, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm a little bit like my cousin. I'm a perfectionist. Like, I cannot just do stuff, So to be God honest with you, I spent months working on the rollout of the Will K show before I even got into material. So when I first started putting it out, if you remember, I started doing Instagram shows. But for me, with my previous host, she was really, really awesome, really cool. But our topics just didn't align. Then I was like, I don't even think I want to do this no more. Like, I don't want to do the Will K show no more. I don't want to do a talk show. I don't want to sit here and go over topics that I'm not interested in. I just don't want to do it. So if you notice for a second, the Will K show kind of shut down. It didn't post. It didn't do nothing. So one day, I always did this grandma character, like the old Southern grandmas in the South. So if you've seen Miss Bird, more than likely you are from Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, somewhere down there. And one day I woke up and I was just like, I always had a thing about doing the whole wig thing and the dress, because I'm like, that ain't what I want to be known for, because there's so much stuff I could do. That's just not what I want to be known to be for. But Lord and behold, I go down to the store and I get this great wig, go to Goodwill, find the raggedest piece of thing that I could find, put Miss Burt up, and she took off like thunder and lightning, like overnight. Like, I closed my eyes, wake up one day, wow, you at 10,000. Close my eyes, wake up, 14,000 followers. Close my eyes, wake up, and it's steady climbing and climbing and climbing. But as I'm going through, I'm just like, this ain't what I want to do. Like, even to this day, like right now, I have to push myself to bring Miss Burt to life. Like, because that's a whole nother character. That's a whole nother person. I'm like, I got to put this wig on. I got to put this dress on. I got to put this make. It's just too much. I remember when Tyler Perry, like towards the end, he was like, I'll get sick of it. I feel it already. I'm sick of it. Like, because there's so much stuff that I can do. But at the same time, when you're doing comedy or you're doing anything to kind of appeal to the public or where people are constantly watching you, you have to always be in that right space. Yeah. Because people are looking for it. They're expecting it. And see, for the past week, I kind of had some stuff going on. So no Miss Burt has been posted. But then you have to look at it as like, dang, when I go through and I read the comments and the messages and I see people, oh my God, I need this every day. I need to see this. I love your show. It makes me feel good. You know, I was going through some stuff. This remind me, I'm crying looking at this. So you think about them people and you're like, dang, I have to keep going. But at the same time, my mind got to be right in order to put something out for somebody to receive it. This is how I feel. So for me right now, I'm more so focusing on getting me in a space where I can produce constant content for people and show the versatile side of me where I can do Miss Burt, but I can also do other characters as well and tap into some of the other great things that I'm good at. And honestly, 6 months to a year from now, and I put this on the record right now, 6 months to a year from now, I'm going to be on somebody's big screen because I'm big on manifesting. 6 months to a year, it's going to be big screen. Because the way it took off, it was too sudden. Yeah. But to just be like, oh, that's it. I always done came close, but I never tipped the rock over. Like I always done came close. Because I don't need improv shows. I don't need stand-up comedy. I don't need plays. I don't start in short films. But I never tipped over until I started doing it myself and manifesting my own vision of what I want to be versus what somebody else wanted me to be. So if I keep this up, I say 6 months to a year, the Will K Show is going to be a whole brand because, you know, once you start doing small things, it's kind of like you'll start seeing light shed. So I put these T-shirts out, and I'm like, ain't nobody going to buy no T-shirt that just say the Will K Show. Like, they don't even know who the show is. Before I even got content out, the T-shirts are like this. People supporting. Like, I believe in this. You have to do this. You can do this. Like, people are just pushing it out. People are like, you can do this. I believe in it. So 6 months to a year, it's gonna be a brand, blue check mark brand. Like if I see the Will K Show on something else and I ain't told you to put it on there, I'm gonna be able to get my money. That type of deal. That's what I'm saying for myself.
That's pretty much how it goes from there too. And let's take one more layer off of that. So a lot of people don't know. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is there any other business besides just being Miss Burt that you also into, that you got your hands into?
So when I moved away from Georgia and I moved to LA,
okay,
I had just lost my job in Atlanta. And my friend was like, hey, if you come to LA, you buy your plane ticket, get here. If you don't like it, get your plane ticket going back. I don't book the plane ticket. Y'all got to realize I'm from the South. When them Miss Burt's characters is real. When I got ready to book my ticket, I don't book. My granddaddy was like, you better sit your ass down somewhere. You get your ass off from here and can't get back. That's just how my people talk. Yeah, so I was like, exactly. So we don't really have. It's like when it comes to the South and people in their support system, you have to read between the lines to find that encouragement. They don't just flat out say, "Oh, you look good today." They more like, "Oh, you think you're doing something today." It's the same thing, but you just have to figure it out. So I went to LA with $100 in a suitcase, and I started with a temp agency as a leasing consultant. Mind you guys, I knew nothing about property management. I knew nothing about leasing. Honestly, I thought I was just there to pick up the phone and direct the calls. I thought I was a secretary or something. And it wasn't until the lady gave me an opportunity. She was like, we never let temps show apartments, but we shorthand, so we got to let you do it. So I started showing apartments. And y'all would, when I walked into these upscale apartments with the stainless steel appliances and new floors, the clients were like, oh, this is nice. But I also was like, man, you see this stove? I never seen nothing like this in my life. So within the first 2 weeks, I closed on like 10 apartments. And the people was like, we have to have you. So they spent $13,000 buying me out from the temp agency just to have me. And they said they never hire temps. And within that, from going to LA with $100 in a suitcase, and at the time I didn't know no better. I was like, they just told me, we're gonna start you with $16 an hour. I don't call mama because we from down in the South. We from the property. I'm like, Mom, go and pick out what kind of car you want. I make $16 an hour now. Like, we could do this. Didn't know 4 or 5 years from now, 4 years from now, I'll be making almost 30 hours with the commission. So what I did in that property management, I paid attention to what I learned from them folks. Because one thing about it, you got to realize I came from the tractor, driving a tractor every day, to now I'm sitting in somebody's office. I didn't have nobody's office etiquettes. People walk in, hey now, I'm getting across the That's what we do. But they took to it because they weren't used to seeing that in on the West Coast. But at the same time, I started learning because I'm like the microaggression, the low-key racism, and all this bull. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. Like this ain't what I want to do. During my time there, I lost my baby sister. And the job they had hired me, and they was like, well, we just hired you so you don't have no sick time or no bereavement time. So we need you back in 2 days. I flew home to bury my sister in 2 days and come back to work.
Oh, wow.
Right. There should have been a sign there. But I was just like, I have to do this in order to take care of my family back home, in order to send money back to them to make sure they straight. I got to deal with this. But after 5 years of living in LA, I woke up one day and it was like I was in the twilight zone. It was like I was doing this. Every day it's the same thing. 3 or 4 days have passed by and I couldn't tell you what I did. I couldn't tell you what happened. All I know is I didn't die. I thought I was about to die, but I was just like, I'm over this. So I'm like, I got to make a drastic change. Something has to change. So I packed up. I looked online and I was like, I'm finna move. And
he sound like me.
I know, right? I told you.
I picked that thing up, and first I started looking through the jobs just to see where I could transfer to. But then I was like, okay, Texas. I could do Texas. So I called my old boss in Texas. She was like, we don't have any places for you. But what about Vegas? And I was like, Vegas? I visited Vegas, but I never thought about staying there. But I'm going to Vegas. Wind up moving to Vegas. This is right before Corona took off. Right before the whole world went to hell. So Corona takes off while I'm in Vegas. I lose my granddaddy. So I'm just like, I don't want to be in Vegas anymore. But now you don't sign the lease, brother. What you gonna do? You can't just up and leave the apartment and abandon it. But they did offer me options to kind of come out of that lease. But I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So what I did, I took what they taught me as far as managing a property and I applied it. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to rent this sucker out. I'm going to rent this apartment out and I'm going to drive to Atlanta and I'm going to find me a house in Atlanta. So I came to Atlanta and I found a house, started the LLC. Lord and behold, K Properties and Solutions LLC was born. So now I have that property still in Vegas, still actively renting. And this is another one of those step on faith type of testimonies here, because one of the biggest things was like, what if I put it up and don't nobody rent it?
Yeah.
I tell y'all this, it haven't been a day unrented since I posted it. It stays booked up. And I'm talking 3-4 months at a time, generating good income. But now it's like, then I came back here and the property manager that I rented this property from, he heard what I was doing and he was interested in like what I'm doing. So I done grew up a whole business plan. Now he's investing into K Properties and Solution LLC, and we're gonna get several other properties and do the same thing.
Oh wow!
So that's what I'm tapping into right now.
So how many properties?
And also government contracting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So how many properties?
Nobody else. I don't want to send in nobody else's office. Nobody else. But it don't work. It just don't work.
It don't.
You know, anytime I stayed in the office more than anything, and you already know it's about to be some shit when they call you in the office and they start holding their words. Every single time.
Yeah, I've been there.
It's been brought to my attention. And I just be sitting there like this. All right, go and get it out because I already know I'm finna have this bitch out and go. You can't do that with me. I'm bringing you to higher sales. You can't do that with me because I'm a no nonsense type of guy. So go ahead. But I realize that's not where I belong. I got to come up out of there.
And I'm glad you said that too, because a lot of people don't understand. And it's like I said, is here, is live, is uncut, because most people watch the YouTube channels and these Instagram models, and you're literally saying the same thing they're saying, like, hey, this isn't for me. I put into work. This is where I am now. and the same conversation over. You know, I had the guy, the boss, will bring in the office, sit you down, talk to you about some nonsense that doesn't make any sense, and he just looking for numbers. That's all he's looking for. He's not thinking about you, not thinking about the 50, 100 employees. He worried about the numbers.
But the thing about it is also people be scared, and I understand, because you know everybody don't have what it takes to just do like I do, and everybody don't have the resources to just be like, I'm finna pack up and move. I'm just finna go. But then again, I feel like that's also my duty. That's why I come in at. I got a thing for helping people to get through situations like that. Okay, you stuck, you scared to go. Let me tell you, when you go to these bigger cities, especially from these small towns, they have a rollout of things that can help you. They got it. You want to get up out of that, they have it. But a lot of people are scared and they don't have those resources, or they listen to those people who have never been anywhere. But for me, I'm like, I have lived in my truck in Walmart parking lot for almost 3 months. Well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Long as I got a car, I'm all right. I'm good. I ain't live in a lavish lifestyle, and I came up with this little metaphor for myself. I said from hood to Hollywood. Because I went from the country of Blakely to living in downtown in the heart of LA. That's not something every day that especially a black man does.
Yeah.
Without getting some like top-notch job or having all these degrees or all of that stuff. But in the midst of me doing that, I always made it my business to reach back out. If you want what I got, I would give you the blueprint. I'll give you the blueprint. What you need? You want to get to this apartment? I can get it to you. You came to my house. You came to LA. You saw it.
Yep.
I want to get to this part because I'm anxious. I want to hear you sing because I've been dying to have someone that can sing on Black Talk.
Well, I can't sing.
You can't
Can,
sing?
cuz don't do that. No, you know you can. Yes, you can. I heard
you already on the spot.
I didn't know why he told y'all that.
You already on the spot. I already put you out there.
Yeah, you could do something. Hit us with just for me, man. Just for me.
But I'm not a singer.
No, y'all didn't know how I know. Just something. You know, we be in church and we doing our little thing. Just a little something.
Okay.
Lord,
why y'all do this to me?
Yeah.
How many people watching?
It's addictive. This is how we do. I got caught onto it.
Didn't know what I had to go through. You couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. That's it.
No.
I'm gonna think of that. You said I gave you a little. You give a man that want to go a mile.
Give me about a medium size, at least. Medium size.
It ain't even got nothing. What you want to hear? Like
Sing,
I don't
sing
even have, because I'm not even that's not even something I do. If you go through my videos, you never see me singing.
Nah.
Because I don't like my voice. I don't like how it sounds.
Sing a Chris Brown song or something.
Hold on just a second. Y'all going on.
Yeah.
Where I try to find something I listen to on a daily basis that I probably know the words to.
That you probably sing in your car and just going in.
Right.
Or in the shower.
Look, since the new car ain't got no Bluetooth, I don't do that either now.
Lordy.
It ain't got no tape player. I don't know. I hate y'all did me like this.
Go ahead. I was gonna do it anyway. This Black Talk.
I'm just trying to find something that I actually know that I actually sound good singing.
I just know old school, like on top of my head, like a California Raisins.
So when I go old school, I'm talking Lee Williams.
Oh, I'm thinking like Big Luther, and Little Luther.
Oh! Sing "If You Think You're Lonely." That one. That one.
Listen, I didn't get here to 1999. Listen, I didn't get here to 1990. I hate you doing this to me. I got you though. I gotta find something that you actually.
I don't even want to say R. Kelly.
Oh, we can't.
I
don't know. I like R. Kelly though.
I like him too, but that's
not a black movement right now.
What about Trey Songz? Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm really stuck right now because you put me on the spot. See, had you told me, I've been ready for you.
Come on, help me think, Andrew, so we can move on to the topics. We gotta get the song out.
We gotta get this song out.
He said 90s baby.
Because I ain't even no singer, but you want to do this to me.
He said
you know some of Omarion songs? I was just listening to him the other day. I love Omarion.
I was never a fan of his. Because I couldn't sing his songs because he was always that high pitch. Oh. Let me see.
Can you sing a female song, maybe?
I was gonna say Whitney, but Whitney always go to.
I was born by the river. And I tent, and know just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Boom.
There you go.
That's my monologue song. He wrote that song.
Who does that?
You got it.
Not the pennies.
I'm trying to get you, and I get some new ones.
Look, throw it down to the answers. I can't do that with them. Being here dusting the house with the panties.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm about to die right now. I can't
do a thing with them. You come up what the panties that I gave to you? Look up, they got dust on there over there hanging on the wall. I cleaned up for them this morning.
Okay, we don't
God.
Straight to
okay. All right, Andrew, let's move on to the next topic.
I got pretty much a last one, but I think everybody can relate to it. Dealing with 2020, not even 2020, but ever since back to the 14th Amendment, even before that, since everything came to Presley noon, that we had to fight for the 14th Amendment daily. And it's just a question of you, and we can just go circle around, have a conversation about it. Dealing with you, your generation, everything you coming up to now, is there something that you feel presently, if not for goals, for some tips or suggestions or perspective you can give to the youth of your generation to say, hey, this what you can do, you know, for present goals, for future goals, or something, some kind of expectation for yourself, dealing with your experiences coming up now? Somebody struggling, somebody, you know, just need that help, and just talk to you about, hey, and you just like, I don't got it to give, but I got the tools to present to you. Is there something you can bring to the table?
Pretty much easy advice, you know. I always say life is like the yellow brick road. You know, we all trying to get to the end. That's an extra segment I did. We all trying to get to the end. You know, we all got these differences about what the end is. Some say they're going to see God. Some going to see Jesus. Some going to see Alpha, Omega. Some going to see the ancestors. Some going here. Regardless of where you going and who the hell you going to see, we all trying to get to the end. The key to it all, help the next person. Help the next person get to their destination. I don't care if you are going to see God and I'm going to see the ancestors. I'm gonna help the next person get to where they need to be. And don't give up and never fold on your integrity. That's my thing. Don't never fold on your integrity, because you know everybody be like, you know, one thing LA did teach me. Everybody think you got to be a dog just to get to the top. You got to do this. You got to cutthroat on the next person. You got to, you know, throw salt on the next person just to get where you're going. But every single person who tried to do that to me always failed, because what's for me is going to forever be for me. What's for you is forever for you. But you got to put in the work. You got to get it done. One thing about this life that I had to learn and realize myself, because see, when I talk, I like to look in the mirror and talk to myself. And I want everybody to hear me clearly when I tell you this. Let me speak it to the mic. Don't nobody owe you shit. Mm-mm. Nobody owes you nothing. Not a thing. Nobody owes you an apology. Nobody owes you I'm sorry. You got to always look out for self and hold your integrity up and do what you got to do. You just got to do it. Even when the people who don't hurt you the worst, trust and believe they going to get theirs. Don't worry about that. You wasting precious time trying to figure out how to get back at them and try to figure out how to make them apologize to you. You know what? Come at peace with yourself. And once you come at peace with yourself and you get to that point where you can sit down and talk to yourself like you're a whole nother person, like when you can sit down and be like, now, Will, you know you was dead ass wrong for doing that. Mm-hmm. That's when you get like that, can't nobody tell you nothing about you. Because I don't tell myself everything that I need to know. So don't waste your time on that. Follow your dreams, stick to it, and always uphold your word. If you say you're going to do it, get it done. Because it's one of the things I'm struggling with, and I can talk about that because I do it now. I sit here all day long. I'm going to record a Miss Burt tomorrow. Tomorrow will come and go as Miss Burt still be balled up in the closet. Hold to your words, man. That's it. That's all I got for them. Hold to your word and not fall on your integrity. And just because it's raining today, it can't rain forever. Because when I tell y'all, I done been through some things. I done been through some things to the point where I'm just like, you know what? This ain't for me. It's not that it ain't for you. It just might not be for you at that moment. Because what I want always do come around. But I realize I be going through some of the most. I be like, this is just crappy. Why I got to go through this? But in order for you to appreciate certain things in your life, you have to go through certain stuff. Yeah. Because it's all a part of that life lesson.
Yeah.
You got to be trained in order to walk in new shoes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm used to throwing my old Reeboks on, them Nikes, them Everlasting, or whatever you wear. You used to throwing them on. But see, when you put on red bottoms, you can't walk in red bottoms the same way you walk in all the other shoes. You got to step a little higher and step a new way. So you have to learn how to manage that stuff. You have to learn how to step in that light. That's it. I hope that came together for you, but that's it.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say something because it's been bothering me since yesterday about George Floyd. Yeah. I actually watched the whole video. I peeped a lot of things in there. Like when he was in the store, when he first handed over the counterfeit 20, the guy that was with him with the dreads gave it to him. I see that to my opinion, Floyd was very highly intoxicated. I get that. He still didn't deserve to die. I don't care. We all got crackheads and drug addicts in our family, and we love them dearly. But I've watched it from they showed every cop camera angle. From every cop's camera, it showed the situation going on from all angles. And it just touched my heart. I've been watching it for the last couple of days. The people that's on trial, even the officers, his lieutenant, sergeant, I'm shaking now talking about it. They even said that Chauvin was wrong for what he did. He wasn't supposed to hold that man down for that long with his knee on his neck in a prone position for too long. You're supposed to turn the person over after a certain amount of time because that affects their breathing. They knew that. But it just touched my heart, and I just had to speak about it because I said to myself, like, it's bothering me and I need to release it. And a lot of people say they can't watch it because this and this and that, but we need to watch it.
We do.
We need to watch it.
I get so angry though. Like I can't, because in fact I get angry. I just finished watching if you guys haven't seen it, it's on actually Amazon Prime. They did another documentary on Sandra Bland and Mike Brown. And just watching those two cases, I just watched them the other day. I got so angry because I'm like, Mike Brown was dead. So wrong. They showed footage that hasn't been released before. They showed pretty much how the police have put out into the media what they want the media to know and how they want them to portray us. And it makes me so mad, to the simple fact, and saddens me because I got nephews now. And with the way things going now, you just uncertain. And my response to it all is not the humane one, so I just don't even speak on it. But it just makes me so upset. But I still wouldn't be surprised if he just walks away.
Yeah, a mother of of one child that I know, her only child, and this is a story that just happened recently. She tells me a story, and it hit home. She says she goes in the store to purchase something for her hair, and she has her son in there with her. So her son has got like 18, 19, and he's not thinking of it. He gets the item, puts it in his pocket, just to hold it in his pocket, but his intentions is to go to the front counter and just pay for it. But the owner saw him. Now, the owner was cool because, like, according to her, the backstory was, she come there a lot. He knew her purse, whatever. So he just wanted to see and watch like he's supposed to do. If he didn't run out the building, then that's stealing. But he had in his pocket. So when she saw her son do it, she just blew up. She went on him, explained him everything, and I felt rightfully so. So after the fact, she went back in the car. She explained the whole conversation again. This is not how you do it. It's different scenarios, blah, blah, blah. So when she gets back to her sister's like, oh, no, you need to be a little bit more lenient on him because they're going to make mistakes and blah, blah. And I said, no. I said, you did the right thing. I said, the fact that you was telling him that, I was rooting for you the whole time to keep telling him that, to keep yelling in his face. Because when you get in those situations, for us, we know. Sometimes, and I'm not saying he's the dumbest kid, or he wasn't aware of that type of situation that we've been through. You know what I'm saying?
And I've done that before too. So
exactly. Even in my past, like me and my homeboys, we went to a party, and it was me and his little brother went to a party, and the parties went left, and gunshots was fired. So we was like, okay, we're out of here. We went home. Could have been like 2 minutes from the party. Cops came over, pulled us over. Now the guys, black is the background of your phone. Haitian. This is me giving a description because that's who it was. Got drunk, dude poured beer in his car. He got upset, got wild, and then he just decided to pull the gun and fire and just start busting a few shots. We leave. The cops pull us over. We're like in our teens, fresh out of high school. According to the officer, I quote, "You fit the description of what was called." Are you serious? Caramel complexion. I had a baby face back then. Come on now, really?
They don't know what caramel and no
exactly
no light and black.
Exactly.
Black. And I don't dealt with it myself. Like I don't been pulled over and like if you think about it now, that could have been the end. Like in Fort Gaines, Georgia, had an officer pull me over, and he got upset because I asked him why did he pull me over, and he was like, "Oh, you need a reason." So I had just brought this car. He walked around the car about 3 times and came back with a no tag light above the tag man on. 3 days later, he comes out of the store. I'm going into the store. He sees me. We lock eye to eye. I get in the car. God is my witness. He's followed me to my house. And thank God everybody was outside this particular day. He follows me to my house and he gets out and he was like, "Is there a problem? There a problem?" And everybody looking like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And he was like, "Oh, I thought so." Then gets in his car and drives away.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
During the arrest, one of the cops, I believe it was Lane. Everybody know who Officer Lane is now. He was one of the cops that was there on the scene that was holding George down. Mm-hmm. He actually said to Chauvin, don't we have to turn him over? Like now, this was a lot of things we was missing in the beginning.
Was this the trainee? Was this the trainee, the rookie?
This was one of the trainees that told Chauvin.
Yeah.
And they got it on camera saying from his camera, aren't we supposed to turn him over? And Chauvin told him no.
Oh, wow.
Like if y'all go to YouTube, you will see all of it. Like you really get a better understanding of everything that happened from the bystanders, the crowd, all the officers. They even show putting Floyd in the paramedics and them. They working on Floyd. They even got his body laying on the what you call that thing, the stretcher, whatever that is.
Yeah.
They got his body limp. And they steady the paramedics in there working on him. And one of the officers, I think it was Lane, I'm not sure. He was in there trying to help. He knew that man was dead. He was checking that man's pulse. And even the paramedics said when they pulled up on the scene, they checked Floyd's pulse and checked his eyes, and it was dilated. They said we thought he was we thought he was dead. When they asked him his opinion in court, he said we thought he was dead when we pulled up. And they asked him, well, was Chauvin knee still on him when y'all was checking his pulse? And it was like, yeah. And people they said they had to tell Chauvin to get off him in order for them to get him on the stretcher. Like this, if y'all go watch on YouTube, y'all gonna see a lot of up close and personal things that they didn't show us in the beginning of last year. And that's why it just bothered me. I've been watching it. I've been watching all the court cases and oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all will just understand that they got all the proof in the world. Even little kids came on the to court. The 9-year-old that seen it, that happened last year, and the 17-year-old that is now 18 was on trial. They didn't show their face or anything, but even they said that it looked like Chauvin was trying to apply more pressure on Floyd's neck.
So in your opinion, what do you think this outcome gonna be for him?
I'm saying I don't wish death on nobody, right? But
That's why I don't speak.
I think he's gonna be guilty. But he will never get the amount of years a black man will get, where they would have gave a black man life or the chair. That's what I think. I think he can get more years than what they was saying up to 4 to 5 years, and probably only having to do 2. But I think because of the kids was on the in the courtrooms and telling their story, they may try to push to give him more years, but it probably won't be that much, up to 12 years.
Right.
They say.
12 years.
But my belief in my vision, and I'm not wishing death on nobody, but I don't think if that man ever gets released, you already know the rest after that.
but then at the same time, Willie, cause look at the man who killed Trayvon Martin.
Oh yeah, he's bragging about it.
He went on
about
to
it.
terrorize more people. Still
Yeah.
Zimmerman.
Zimmerman sold
signing autographs. Yeah, signing autographs for the NRA. Yeah.
Online. He went on and he still kept on terrorizing people. Like
signing autographs, NRA
it's just like a spit in the face. And then you got the people online because if you really know me, I be giving them the business on these news websites. Like I go in with the white people. That's just what I do. And to see them like, oh, Floyd had COVID. Floyd was sick and he had this and that.
He did say that in a video. He had COVID. He said he just got COVID, and that COVID was affecting people's breathing. He did say that in the video. You heard him say that in the video,
right? But at the same time, they try to say saying that's the reason.
Yeah, they're trying to
clearly on this man. Yeah. Like it just blows me.
You can't throw excuses out of perfect factual logic that we see.
Jason Bellin said he only going to get 6 years
without the 12, because usually if you're doing something like 6, if you're doing 6 years, you're doing 90% of that. If you're doing 12, as far as probation goes, that's pretty much half that too.
Them laws don't apply to everybody.
And Justin said, "Nah, truth. They gonna let that dude go free. I don't wish death on anybody either, but Zimmerman is still alive.
Zimmerman still at the tactics. He's still at it. If you can research him, he's still being there.
You know what? I love my people with everything I got, and we just take the news and brush it off.
Yeah,
like okay, another Negro dead.
So forgiving.
Forget. I'm saying that's why I was like, okay, it's been over a year. Like that's when I asked everybody on my Facebook page, well, how's the George Floyd case going? And that's what a lot of people say. Well, it's coming back in March and da. But we so forgetful.
Forgetful and forgiving. We'll be ready. Oh, don't worry about it. But then they'll shoot each other down in a second. Like to me, I get the marches, I get everything, but it's just, It's eye for eye for me at this point. Like I said,
it is because that could be my son. And when that man cried for his mama,
that hurt my soul. Like that broke me when I was sitting there watching it. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. I cried to watch this man. His mom is already dead, and to hear him cry for his mama. That hurt me so bad. And like I say, I can't watch stuff like that because I get angry.
Yeah,
I'd be driving down the road.
But you got to watch it in order to feel and understand. That could be you. Because if it's not taken care of now, we got our children to worry about their future. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. I'll turn to G.I. Jane. God forbid.
But see, that's what we're supposed to do.
I will hunt that motherfucker down.
Right. And then for me also, I think born and raised in the South, I feel like is different than from people who come from other parts of the U.S.
It is.
Because we know this.
Yeah.
I don't lived it.
Yeah.
And I have seen it. I'm still living it.
Yeah.
Blakely, Georgia, Fort Gaines, down in Dothan, Alabama, all them little cities. This been the thing. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing new. So when people hear the stories about what's happening and people hearing like what's going on, they be like, "Oh, that's what's happening. That's really going on in the South. This everyday living."
Yeah, they're very accepting of shit up here in the South.
It's
yes,
everyday
boss.
living.
I'm getting to it, boss. Yes, a boss. I'm getting to it.
And then I remember even with my grandparents, you even when it come and going to court and stuff, you know how you get the ticket, they be like, "Go to court." Ain't no need of going up there. Like they grab that mentality. And nobody's gonna argue with the police. Nobody's gonna go back at them. Whatever happens, just happens.
Well, Justin said, "Truth. One day, please talk about the Christopher Durner story. If people knew the whole story, it would change perspectives. I would love to call into your show and speak one day. How about you come on here and show your face that day? Why you got to call in?
Come on,
Don't be scared."
He's pretty much talking about the shooting that happened in Orange County, if I'm not mistaken, in between February 3rd and 2013. Wrongly convicted another brother, and this was in Riversdale County, San Bernardino, California. Anybody want to check that out, please do. But we can also talk about that next week, and we can see if we can have Justin Davis, if not on face-to-face audio, so he can speak his piece about it.
I mean, I don't even need a perspective change on Christopher. I like him already.
Yeah, it's sad, and all we do is sit around. And Jason Bellin said, "Yeah, we'll kill each other." What he say? Where you at, Jason? I just seen your comment. He said 2 seconds flat, we'll kill each other. Yeah.
Right. But we so forgiving on this because that Ahmaud Arbery thing, down in Brunswick, Georgia, that's another one that really got me. That man rode on the back of this truck and hunted that man down like he was some dog.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, when I say the South is just like how it is, I got friends in Brunswick. And they said the story rolled out on the newspaper, and that was it. It was like, "Oh man, killed in shooting," and that was it. Because look how long they went, and it wasn't until it got national attention before they actually went to jail. Because in the South, that's everyday living. That's what they do. They don't kill this boy. They said the article came out in the newspaper. Good old boy system, boom, boom, boom. That's it. Or he was trying to break into a house.
Yeah,
it's even horrible.
Even currently now, they had oh my God, I can't remember too much of the details, but this just happened in Birmingham, Alabama, where a guy his house was being inspected, and the guy, doing his job, he has a camera to take the pictures, and the guy said, "I was being threatened," and he said stand his ground law applied to him, so he snatched the camera, broke it, and pulled the guy onto the brother. And that's when cops and everything came into place, and the guy that was screaming "stand his ground" was arrested. But I don't think charges will be brought up against him and stick. I mean, charges there, but I don't believe they're going to stick.
And then I'm constantly watching stories like people that we often forget about. Kendrick Johnson, the young man down in Valdosta. I followed that every single day, and I still keep up with it. And I just can't imagine. I think about the victims also, but the parents and stuff they leave behind. Like his mom, if you watch her Facebook page, it's heartbreaking. I couldn't imagine have to keep retelling this story over and over again. And I'm gonna say, and the white people have the audacity to argue with her, to tell her she wrong. She wrong. Nothing happened to him. What?
The fuck?
Yes, they be. If you follow WALB News Center 10 and read them comments and realize these are people we seeing every day, down at the grocery store, down at the bank. Some of them be nurses, doctors and stuff, and they saying stuff like, "Oh, she's delusional, it's crazy." Like they really goes in on stuff like that.
White people,
like I say, I live it every day, and when I start watching this stuff, I get so mad, like to the point where I can't, because even watching this Mike Brown case over again, Mike Brown was just dead dirty wrong. He was done dirty wrong, and they showed a video because they tried to say, "Oh, he was stealing from the store." They showed a video where he went in the store the night before, and he exchanged something with the shift that was working. Whether he had weed or something, he gave them weed. They gave him a box of cigars. He walking out the store with the cigars. Then he turned around and hand them back to him. Whether it's for them to hold it or whatever. But he comes back the next day to get them. That's what he was getting. He was getting those cigars. They showed this video in the documentary, the video that the media did not put out. That's what he came back to get. And then at the same time, they were saying, oh, well, he was robbing. The officer who killed him had no recollection of that robbery. He knew nothing about it.
Oh, wow.
He hadn't got a call, text, or beep or anything or say anything about a store robbery. And it's just like, I just be like, I can't do it. Like, because I get so angry. And the fact that he may walk away just bothers my soul deeply.
Who are we talking about, Chavin?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
And as far as the white people with their comments, I see all on YouTube when I'm looking at these videos and the comments they make. White people have no common sense. And I ain't saying all of them, but majority. All white people ain't bad. I'm not going to say that. But if it was a war that goes down, they're going to choose their own side. Best believe that one at the end of the day. But the white people, the things they say, like with Floyd, he deserved it. He was on drugs, and so what? That still didn't give a man a reason to die. If anything, they should have got him some help and not take his life.
Right, but they only need help when they white. When they black, they on drugs. Because I'm saying here now recently when they was talking about this fentanyl and all these drugs, all the white people taking and leaving the kids in the car. Oh, they need to get help. Do they? Lock them up. Lock them up. That's what you did to the black people. You want to get them rehabilitation programs for them, but you wanted to lock us up.
Yeah, let the system deal with them. Let the system work it out.
Let the system work out. And I mean, come on.
Jason Bellin said Middletown, Ohio is another place very dangerous if you black. Went to training there and I was told don't leave the hotel or I will be killed and never found. I dropped out of the class and left that night. Me too.
Oh wow. I heard the same thing about West Virginia because somebody I knew that lived there and another friend that lives on the other end was like, don't come.
Well, ain't no part of me ever woke up one day and said go to Ohio.
Me either. Me either.
Hey, Jason never tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Oh, you want to be adventurous, Will K? Go to Ohio." Certain places where you just don't hear black people going. Go to North Dakota. What the hell? I'm going up. Go to Maine. Go to Maine. What I'm going up there for?
Justin said, "I told my brother that at the end of the day, I got to choose mine like they choose theirs." Absolutely.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
All day.
I mean, I'll be honest. I appreciate the allies. I mean, thank you for being an ally. I appreciate that.
That is very true.
Absolutely
true.
I heard that go, but I don't want us to kill time because I pretty much I enjoyed the conversation. But I will, with truth, blessing, and permission, I will end it off with this. It's been an honor, and a lot of people don't know this. This is my cousin. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know he's my cousin. When I found out, I was like, it makes sense because pretty much a lot of people help me because I'm from up Jersey. When I came here, I just had a hard look, and people in the South when they saw me in Blake,
ass.
She know how we are.
I was it don't do it.
We're straightforward people.
I gotta tell you, when I first met him, I was like, oh, he don't cut it for me.
So when I met him,
we ain't gonna get along at all.
Hey, when I met him, he just had like that hard look, and then so down the line, I said, okay, we'll see. I have to fill him out too. So that's pretty much what my intention was with him. I fill him out. So when I found out he was related, I was like, it makes sense because his personality, and I say about me, we just have that survival instinct. I've been out my own. I did everything he's saying. I pretty much did the same thing too. I'm happy to see that another family member that's doing what he's doing, that he's out on the side. And I'm kind of getting choked up because when I saw Miss Burt, like real talk, because when I scrolled and I saw Miss Burt, it reminded me of my grandmother. And I love my grandmother so much because I love her to death. And you reminded me so much of her. It scares me to go see her at the cemetery. It scares me. So thank you for helping me process that. Thank you for helping me laugh. Thank you for doing you and giving another option for me to tell somebody else when they get stuck somewhere, when they have excuses for some things, especially bullshit, and I hear it, I think of you. And I can tell them, I know somebody, I know this person, I know a relative that does the same thing, that went through it. So you cannot tell me you cannot get through it. You cannot tell me you don't do it. You can't. There's no excuses no more. Because I was my own example. But when I hear other people like you, you're the prime example now. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on the show. To me, this is a favor. This is a favor for me. So I appreciate that. So next time when you dart off somewhere else, I'm gonna make sure I try to catch you in Vegas, in some part of Texas, out the country. I'm gonna try to catch up with you. And that's where we're gonna go. All right. So thank you. So Truth, if you have anything else to say, I'm done.
Thank you, Will K, for coming on the show. We're gonna get you back. I'm sure you're gonna have manifest many more accomplishments by then.
I'm definitely gonna try. It's been a pleasure. Like I enjoyed this. I really did, and I hope that you guys will have me back again. Like this really, really, really was amazing. Like I really do appreciate this, like so much from the bottom of my heart. Like thank you guys so much for having me. Like I definitely will be tuning in more now, and I'm definitely gonna be promoting myself because y'all are amazing.
Thank you, babe.
And y'all
like to have a spotlight. We don't hate on here. We let our black people have a spotlight, man. You know, this is what this platform is about. And they just promote. Like I tell everybody, I promote you, and I can promote myself a little, you know, along with you. So you know, we accept our people. Y'all blessings to us, just like we are blessing to you. And the hours up. I guess we get to, you know, black people, we get to talk. We start going over time.
You know how it is. We got one foot in the car right now. We still talking. You know how it is when we get ready to go. We got the window come down. Yeah, got the plate in the hand. Get ready to go. But they, you know, I appreciate you guys. You know, y'all have to tag me. I am in Facebook jail for fighting white supremacy. So they got me blocked for 30 days, but I only got about 14 more days in the cell.
I seen some commissary.
Yeah. So again, hey, Mr. Will, can you let us know where we can find your merchandise at? You know, a T-shirt, if you have anything else.
Yeah, sure. There's links all over my page. If you search me on Facebook, Instagram, I don't do a lot of activity on YouTube. I'm still tapping into that. But TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram all can be found at The Will K Show. As far as my t-shirt, visit www.teespring.com/stores/Will K, just a little K, not K-A-Y, K merch, and you will find my t-shirts. I am dropping new brand with Miss Burt real soon, so I'm excited about that. Think people are going to really love that. Look forward to more Miss Burt coming, more characters coming, and hopefully more visits on this show. Like, I love it here, so... again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for having me. Like, y'all are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in. Check us out next Saturday. We're going to have another fabulous guest on. We don't know who, but God always puts them in our presence.
Yeah, you do.
Right? They just come like this. But I'm sure it'll be somebody we appreciate every time. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Love, peace, and light, y'all.
Thirsty one, you're full of lust, huh? You wanna get some, but I don't mess with bums. I dodge and dip and run, not two numero one. I chew this track like gum, hit it like home run. He wants a 101, like Queen, where you from? He wants to use his tongue, eat it like walk around, claiming a set. What? Talking this, talking that, I bet. But y'all really ain't about that life. Word. You come for truth, you better think twice. Don't come for me with all of that drama. I'ma be your karma. You come for me, you better come armored. I swear my mama, I'ma be a problem.